designated his whole thing to me. It was very special. He sang a Celine Dion song and he named himself Sean Leon, so I want to designate this to Sean Leon. This is really special to me. So. Okay, there was these three guys, an American, a German, and a Canadian, and they were down in the jungles of the Amazon, and all of a sudden they were just captured by these cannibals. These were mean guys. And the chief comes up to the American and he says, he folds his hands like this, you know, and he says, "We give you one last request, then we let you run for 1 hour. Then we send our hunters after you, and if we catch you, we cook you, eat you, and make your hide into a boat." So the American says, "I want a last meal." So they give him a meal. It's not exactly Burger King quality or anything, but they give him some grubs and stuff. And he's getting all pumped up, and he goes. And he's running for an hour. And so the chief says, "After him." And so, needless to say, the hunters, they know the force is pretty good, and they catch him. They bring him back, they cook him, they eat him, and they make his hide into a boat. Well, the chief comes up to the German, he gives him the same conditions. He says, "We give you one last request, an hour to run, and then if we catch you, we cook you, eat you, and make you into a boat." So the German thinks about it for a couple of minutes, and then he thinks, "I'd like some running shoes." So luckily they'd caught an athlete last year, and they still had his shoes, so they gave him the shoes. And he's stretching and everything, and he goes taking off after a whole hour, and they send off their hunters and their warriors. And it was a little bit harder, but they caught him. Sorry, Marcus. And they ate him, and they made his skin into a boat. Well, they come up to the Canadian and they say, "We give you one last request, an hour to run, and then if we catch you, we cook you and eat you and make you into a boat." Well, the Canadian knew exactly what he wanted. He said he wanted a fork. So they were kind of confused, but they gave him a fork. And he takes his fork and he goes, "You ain't gonna make no boy out of me!" These two cannibals are eating a clown, and one says to the other, "Does this taste funny to you?" Okay, there was these two guys, and they were walking their dogs, and the first guy says to the other guy, "Hey, let's go check out this restaurant. I hear it's pretty good." And the second guy says, "Oh, you can't take pets to the restaurant. You know that." And the first guy says, "Hey, just do what I do." So they go up to the restaurant, and the first guy walks in, and the cashier says, "Hey, the sign says no pets. No pets, no dogs." And the guy says, "Oh, it's my CNI dog." And the cashier didn't want to offend him. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry, come on in." So the second guy walks in, and the cashier says, "Hey, the sign says no dogs." And the guy says, "Oh, it's my CNI dog," because he's copying the first guy. And it says, "It's a Chihuahua." And the guy says, "They gave you a Chihuahua?" Okay, there's this real blind guy, and he's got a real CNI dog, and he goes into a drugstore. And down in the middle of an aisle, he just takes the dog by the leash, right? And he starts spinning in circles, and it's like knocking things off shelves, scaring little kids. And the manager comes running out and he's like, "What do you think you're doing?" And the blind guy says, "I'm just looking around." I went to a drugstore last week for cold medicine, and I was totally blown away. I'm trying to break it down. I mean, there's 6,000 products here that are perfect for me, right? So it's not easy. I take one off the shelf and it says quick acting. Another says long lasting. Well, when do I need to feel good? Now or later? It's a hard question. Ever catch yourself reading the ingredients in a drugstore? 0.03 tetrahydrozoline. That's a good amount of that. I mean, they know we don't know. They always make up words. They tell us in the commercials, "And now with an extra drop of Redson." Like we're all going, "Finally, we're getting some more Redson." They always tell you on TV, you know, in the commercials, this is my favorite part. They always tell you how the medicine works. They got this guy, and he says, "Here's the human body." It's always this guy, no face, mouth open. This is how the drug companies in the public. And he's always got this this tube coming down from the mouth, and then there's this like circle area thing. These are like the complex inner workings of the human body, I assume. Like I'm sure when you go to medical school, they put that up on the board the first day. Okay, class, now you've got your tube coming down from the mouth, and that goes into your circle area. That's pretty much all we know. And that's it for today. Don't miss tomorrow. We're going to practice making people wait in a little room in their underwear. And then we'll all be doctors. That's all it's doing. Then they tell you about the pain. Now, pain on a commercial is usually represented by some form of lightning. So glowing redness is often popular. Sometimes parts of the body will just burst into flames. Sometimes the whole guy's out of focus. I never had a doctor say to me, "Are you having any pain?" "Yes, I am." "Are you having any lightning with the pain?" "Have you had any parts of your body spontaneously combust?" I say, "Yeah, when I get the doctor's bill." Then they tell you about the pain-relieving part of the ingredient. This is my other favorite part of the commercials. "It's always extra strength. There is no more strength anymore. You can't even get strength. Strength is just off the mark. It's all extra strength." What's extra? Well, it's more. We're gonna give you we're gonna throw a little extra your way. Don't say anything about it. And then, some people aren't even satisfied with extra strength. Some people want maximum strength. Give me the maximum strength. Give me the maximum allowable human dosage. That's the kind of pain I'm in. If you're gonna kill me, then back it off a little bit. And then why do the pharmacists always have to be 2.5 feet higher than everybody else? Who the heck is this guy? Clear out of here, everybody. I'm working with pills up here. I can't be down on the floor with you people. I'm taking pills from this big bottle, and then I'm going to put them in a little bottle. Doctors kill me. I had this doctor say to me once, "Take this medicine after a bath." I couldn't even finish drinking the bath. You know, I used to struggle with kleptomania, but now I just take something before when it's bad. And there was this doctor who came to his patient, and he said, really solemnly, "I'm sorry, but I've got some bad news for you, and I've got some good news. Which do you want first?" Well, the patient actually said, "Let me have the bad news first." And he said, "Well, we amputated the wrong leg." But so the patient said, "Oh, well, what's the good news?" He said, "Well, your other leg doesn't have to be amputated after all." To a patient, and likewise, same story, bad news, good news, what do you want to hear first? And the patient says, "Well, let me hear the bad news first." He said, "The bad news is you have cancer." And he's like, "Oh." So what's the good news? He says, "We have Alzheimer's." And the patient says, "Well, at least I don't have cancer." Visit his friend in the hospital. He's on his deathbed. He's hanging on by the last thread. And the pastor comes in, and just when he comes in, the patient's like, oh, and he grabs a piece of paper, he grabs a pen, he's struggling to write the last words out, and he hands it to the pastor, and he dies. And the pastor takes the paper, and he's just overcome with grief. He says, "Dear friend, he can't read it after this." He folds it out neatly, and he places it in his pocket. Well, a week later, he's doing a eulogy for his friend's funeral. And he's like, "Oh, he's such a good friend of mine, he's such a good man." And then just remembers, oh, the paper. He pulls it out, it's like, "I'm sure you'll all like to hear this, all the friends and family." And he unfolds it and he reads it to the people. "You're standing on my oxygen tube." Last joke. Where's Jeremy McAllister? This isn't where you, Jeremy, wherever you are.
I'll go get him.
There's this guy, and he calls the psychiatrist up, and he says, "Doctor, you've got to do something for me. It's my son." And the doctor says, "What's the matter?" He said, "He's always eating mud pies. I get up in the morning, he's in the backyard eating mud pies. I come home at lunch, he's eating mud pies. I come home at dinner, and he's in the backyard eating mud pies." And the doctor says, "Oh, just give him some time. He'll grow out of it. It's just a phase." And the man says, "Yeah, well, I don't like it. Neither does his wife."
I would be trying to feed shrimps on the barbie.
Along with a couple of snacks.
Dashing through the bush, rusty old youth, digging up the dust, esky in the boot. He'll be by my side, singing Christmas songs. It's summertime and I am in to sing with shots and dolls. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Christmas in Australia on a scorching summer's day. Hey! Jingle bells, Christmas time is beaut. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a rusty old ute. Engines getting hot, dodge the kangaroos, swinging cons aboard. He is welcome too, all the family is there, sitting by the pool. Christmas Day, the Aussie way, by the barbecue. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Jingle bells, Christmas time is good. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a rusty old ute.
Well, we may not be going home for Christmas, but we still call Australia home. We've been on ferries that always break down. From Venus to Cooper and Ocean Town. Here at Capernwray, our friendships have grown, but we still call Australia home. All the sons and daughters spin around the world, away from their family and friends. But as we get colder and colder and colder, we know where our journey ends. We're always traveling, we love being free, and so we'll keep leaving the sun and the sea. But no matter how far or how wide we roam, we'll still call Australia home.
Hey Martin!
Hallo Otto! Hello, I am Martin, and this is Otto. Spread the sweet, sweetest flavor, so savor the flavor. Oh, Otto,
Yes, Martin.
I think it's time to flex. Come on, flex with me.
Keep on flexing, Otto.
I can feel the burn.
Hey, Otto, look it. My stomach's getting flabby. It's time to do sit-up, okay? Can you hold my legs, please? Okay, here we go. I want to do 10 reps. 1, 2, oh. From Denmark! Oh! Sweden! Otto, I feel bad. Actually, I farted. I'm sorry, Otto, please don't be mad. What about the sweet Swedish flavor? My hair turned brown! Otto, hold on, no. You are the automatic autobus, automotive. Sorry. I'm so fast. Marcus, you are so big too. Look at those big shoulders, like a mountain, right? Yeah. And that's even Aspen, like Aspen, mountain Aspen. Oh my word, you're so huge. I love. Oh, you like? I like. And also like your hair, the long locks like Samson and Fabio. I feel like Fabio kind of, but I'm a little bigger, don't you think? Oh, way bigger. You are so big. But also, you know what I hate most of all? Those Canadian boys from Manitoba that go curly hair. Okay, I need the music, not you, me. Okay.